Hey everyone, welcome back to another Ross review. Today we're standing next to the 2012 HSV VE E3. This is the 25th anniversary edition, and with only 125 of these things made for all of Australia, this thing really is special. That's right everyone, today we're standing next to the 25th anniversary VE GTS. This one finished off in hazard yellow, which I absolutely love for obvious reasons. And now with only 125 of these made for Australia and only 15 for New Zealand, these are a really rare car. So now what makes the 25th anniversary edition special? Well, first off, this car received fully functioning vector bonnet vents, finished in this satin graphite color, and they're just bang on. Now this car actually got its own unique wheel design. They're 20-inch alloy rims, they're lightened, finished in this satin graphite as well, and it's meant to have shed 25 kilos off this car. Behind the rim as well, we've got 6-pot HSV brakes, which are always really good. Then just coming up over here as well, we've got vector side vents, which just give it another unique look as well. Now just at the back of the 25th anniversary edition here, this car did receive a unique rear spoiler. You've got your HSV 25-year badge. Come down to the exhaust. The tips have actually been finished in that same satin graphite color as well, which is just a really nice attention to detail. So while we're down here, take a listen. Now this coming under the bonnet under the 25th anniversary edition here, but this really doesn't receive any special treatment. The only thing that you will find under here is a special plaque that is marked the HSV 25th anniversary, explains basically what build number it is and all your info. Other than that though, this is the exact same engine setup you'll find in any other VE GTS. This has the 6.2 liter LS3, it's a naturally aspirated V8, pumps out around 435 horsepower, 405 pound-foot of torque from factory. Now this has had some minor mods done. We've got a VCM intake, Manta catback exhaust, and this thing has had a tune. Right now, this thing is pushing around 370 rear wheel horsepower. Now just stepping inside this car, you're greeted with these gorgeous seats. HSV just always does a really nice interior. We've even got HSV 25-year logo. It's embroidered into the headliner and just gives a nice feel again. Even got some like carbon fiber bits in here on the dash, even down here in the console, and just gives it a nice look. Even the door sides, you know, you've got some stitching in here. It's leather. Fairly basic, but it's just nice again. Now in the gauge cluster, I really do like this. It's got sort of a unique look. It's even got like, you know, a little checkered flag in there just to sort of promote that this is a fun car. And I just quite like the design they've used. You come down the center console here and you've got 3 gauges at the top straight away. So obviously you've got your battery voltage meter, you've got an oil temperature and an oil pressure gauge. So just nice to have. 6.5-inch touchscreen display. Now this actually comes with the EDI track app. So this is a 12.5 edition, and I believe this is one of the first cars to receive the EDI track apps. So this is all the familiar stuff like you see in any of the VFs and that, which is just really, really nice. You come down, you've got an HSV 25-year anniversary badge just marked in there. It looks very nice. Then, of course, you've got your standard volume controls, climate controls, all basic stuff. Now just below that, we've got the 6-speed manual gearbox. Love seeing this. You know, you got a standard e-brake as well, which is just always good. I hate the electronic ones. Now you could have actually got this as an automatic, but this is obviously the preferred one you want. Now just over here as well, we've got a button marked MRC. It's got a picture of a suspension on it. Now this is our magnetic ride control switch. So you push this in, this is going to stiffen up all the suspension, and it basically just throws it in and out of performance and track mode. Now just in the back seats, like any good HSV, there's plenty of room back there. Easily can sit 3 adults comfortably. They're finished off in the same leather and beautiful stitching as up the front. So all in all, really nice back seats. All right, now driving this 25th anniversary VE GTS, and this car actually does feel really special in here. You know, sitting in the driver's seat, again, like, I just really love the gauges. You know, the EDI track apps in here as well. They're kind of retro. They're definitely not as modern as they are in the VF, but it's just a cool look. And they're basically all the same. It's just sort of yeah, a more old school feel, which I like. And now just the first impressions, you know, it feels nice, you know. Comfortable to sit, the driving position is really nice, you know, it just feels like a nice cruiser, this car. Yeah, the gearbox actually does feel quite nice, and thankfully it is not notchy. Now I have reviewed a few HSVs that I haven't really liked their gearbox all that much, but this one does feel quite nice. Now let's get into the 5 questions. So, sound. Well, this thing sounds bloody good. Obviously it's got a aftermarket exhaust put on, but man, it's got a good note to it. Really raspy. You know, every gear change you can kind of hear this thing bark at you a bit, and it sounds really good. Now, practicality, well, this being a large sedan, you know, another HSV, typical, they're pretty good for space at least. You know, you can easily fit 5 adults in here, and they're comfortable cars, they really are. Fuel consumption, don't even think about it. Yeah, it's obviously going to be on the heavy side. This is a performance car and a V8, so it's going to drink the juice. But if you drive this thing moderately, you know, it's not as bad as one might think. Now, maintenance-wise and that, you know, luckily here in Australia, it's not terrible, though. Being an HSV, some parts are very expensive, especially this being a limited edition. You know, if you wanted to change a certain piece out that was special to this 25th anniversary, it would be very expensive. Comes to mind the magnetic ride suspension especially. Now, handling. Well, this car handles pretty damn well, actually. You know, you've got that magnetic ride suspension, like I said, so you pop that on. Little thing comes up on the gauge cluster, tells you that it's in track mode now, and the suspension stiffens up. You know, you can tell slightly. And just going around a corner here, you know, just pull it in, and it does a pretty good job. You know, you can still tell this is a larger car, but HSV's done a pretty good job with this suspension setup. Now, price. Well, this thing from factory back in 2012, this would have cost you 85 grand, and that's before on-roads, before any options as well. So, you know, this was close to a 6-figure car by the time you got this thing on the road, you know, dealer markup and options. A lot of money, but you know, this is a limited car, you know, collector's car when you have such a low volume of these. And nowadays on the used market, you know, you would be pressed to find one under 50 grand. I had a look on car sales recently, and I could only find 3 for sale in the whole country. And they ranged from 55 grand to 75 grand. What? Now 0 to 100 impressions. Just pulled up on this back road. I've turned the traction control off. We're gonna try the launch. So the manual versions only received launch control in this car. So clutch in, into first, foot to the floor, and this thing should say launch control is ready. So. Oh, it's 100, but that was just... I don't know if that's really launch control. I think we could have definitely done a quicker time just rolling onto it, but that was launch control. That said it was activated, and yeah, that really just spun the wheels basically, but it's bloody quick, this car, you know, and it's a big car, 370 horsepower to the wheels. Some people say that's not a lot, but it still gets this car up and it goes pretty damn well. And just from that pull there, you know, this thing has got some balls, you know, it goes pretty hard. Love that exhaust note, hey. Right when you pull your gear shifter back, yeah, just a couple of little barks there, just sounds so good. Yeah, I think really, you know, this is pushing, like I said, 370 horsepower to the rear wheels, and that's a pretty healthy number, and it feels really nice. You know, it's good for just going down to the car shows, you know, cruising around, you know, anything other than, you know, track performance it's fine. It's definitely enough power for a car like this. All right, everyone, I'm gonna finish the video off here today. Massive thank you to the owner for allowing me to take this car out today. Really, this thing is special, you know, one of 125, and this is just such a cool HSV, you know, great cruiser car and just a whole lot of fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If so, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here, and we'll see you on that next video.